All right, Stokastic, here we go. It's your old pal Emac coming to you on a Saturday as we get ready for a little live before lock here, baseball style. We are going to have some fun. It is a 7-10 start. 7 games, I think, or was it 8? 7? 7 sounds right. You get me tonight running solo again. Again, this is the football crossover, and they didn't really want to do a show, and I said I would happily do one just to get you guys a little bit of action here as we head on in to the final home stretch. Keep in mind, I believe this is our second to last or the penultimate Saturday show. We should have one next Saturday, ideally, and then that final regular season Saturday, if I've done the math correctly, is that everybody plays on Sunday, I think is what it is. So we'll have to see what we end up doing with that final Saturday show, even though it is on Sunday. As I say that out loud, that sounds a little silly, but I remember looking this up earlier in the year, and I didn't know that we would have, or if we would have, another Saturday show. But that's 2 weeks away. That's future Emac's problem, not our problem today. Malakar, see you there. Mike Campbell, howdy. Russell Prime, what's going on here? Yes, I wrote the article today. Actually, there's a little bit of a decent 3-game late slate tonight. We've got a lot of pitching options. Things are pretty much cooling down across the country, which makes for more pitching-friendly environments, less of those offensive situations that we've seen over that we got used to in July and August and the first week or so here of September. But even in West Sacramento, it is going to be in the low to mid 70s during the game. That's at Sutter Health Park, which of course is where Cincinnati is taking on the Athletics. Let's see. Let me get over here to the top pitching. I've got everything done but my lineups for FanDuel. We are waiting on one more lineup here. That is going to be the Angels, but I will have time to build those out. I'll probably do 6 with the single lineup sim, and then I'll do 150 or 144 with the multi full-on sims product there, having some fun because we're running out of Saturday baseball. So we really have 2 pitchers here up at the top. The main guy, the priority play, is going to be Bryan Woo. And the main appeal for him is his efficiency. Now he's slipped just a little bit. I think it's been 2. He's missed, hasn't made it into the 6th inning in each of his last 2 starts. I believe it was 5 1/3 or 5 2/3. But in his 26 prior to that, he cleared the 6th inning. He is second in the league with 20 quality starts, and he is now like 2/100ths of a pitch per inning behind Tariq Skubal for efficiency, and right just microscopically behind Christopher Sanchez. They basically, I think it goes down to the thousands for them. So essentially they're tied. So that's the key thing that we're getting with Woo. The other thing is all of the injured Angels players, right? So Logan O'Hoppe and Travis d'Arnaud, they're both on the injured list with concussions. Zach Nettle was a late scratch yesterday. I'm guessing that's why we don't have that lineup yet for now, but he is dealing with a sore wrist. Joe Adell is suffering a bout of vertigo. So that is why he has been late scratch a couple times and then not been in the lineup. And then, of course, you still have Nolan Chanuel and Jorge Soler who are out. And then shout out to Anthony Rendon. I don't even think he got an at-bat this season. They just put him on the injured list preemptively. Well, he really is injured. But talk about 5 wasted years of a massive contract there for Anaheim. So what that means is there's not a lot of lefties. And there's 3 switch hitters that are projected to be in the lineup. Yohan Moncada, who's excellent. There is Luis Rengifo, who was like 4 or 5 home runs on the season, rarely gets the ball out of the infield. He doesn't strike out a lot, but he puts the ball in play and then nothing really happens. And then Logan Davidson is probably going to play first base. He is a switch hitter as well, came up from the minors to replace Sean Newell. So those are the guys that Woo gets to play tonight. Awesome. So the other nice thing about Woo is he has upped his strikeout rate to almost 26%. And the Angels projected lineup has about a 25.5% strikeout rate. So that's a match made in heaven. The next guy everybody's going to be all over is Dylan Cease. Now, here's the issue with Cease. He's getting strikeouts like it is his job. It is his job, but he's just racking them up. Literally, there's hard to say 74 in his last 53 and 2/3 innings. That's outrageous. What is also outrageous is in 4 of his last 11 games, he has not closed out the 5th inning. That means he has not been eligible for the win. So you have to be the pitcher of record, and your team needs to have the lead and then hold it. Once it goes to a tie or they lose the lead, then whoever the winner resets at that point. But that is excellent strikeouts. He's going against Colorado Rockies, which are the worst team in the league and by far from what we've seen over the last 2 decades. 29 walks. That's the other concern for Cease. So he's definitely a top 2 pitcher for sure. And these guys are in their own tier. And that's what you want to look at. They were the featured pitcher in my articles today. Then everybody else, and there's quite a few options. We've got question marks here. So just hitting these quickly. So you have Joe Ryan. He's going to go against the Diamondbacks. Ketel Marte was out. I can't remember why he was out. I think he was a late scratch yesterday. He had picked up some sort of injury, and they wanted to give him a little bit of time off. He can get hit by a ball or something. But he's in the lineup tonight. So you've got Joe Ryan, good pitcher. But 3 of his last 4 starts, he's allowed at least 5 earned runs, 5, 5, and 6. The other one was a good start, but that's 3 bad starts. Now, the opposition has a 380 batting average on balls in play against him in this stretch of 4 games, but yikes. So not in the best form, and it helps having Ketel Marte back. You have Jacob Misiorowski. He is interesting. Out of nowhere, 108 pitches in his last start. So we know he has a ton of strikeout stuff. We know that the Brewers, who lead the league by 2 games with the best record in all of baseball, are setting things up for the postseason. And they want him to be a multi-inning reliever, right? We've seen in the playoffs that starters rarely go 4 or 5 innings. They go to a 3-man rotation, and then the back of the rotation and their relievers pick up multiple innings. So that's what they want Misiorowski for. Now, he has a lot of strikeout potential, and this is not the best Cardinals lineup at this point. So his last 3 starts, 93, 73, 108 pitches. Now he has had, I believe, almost 6 days of rest on each of them. I'm going from memory on that. But I would be shocked if he goes more than 90. Thinking 80, 85 seems reasonable. He's in the player pool here because, I don't think they'll let him do that 108 again, but I didn't know why they did it in the last game. So he's in the mix. I did play him on my Yahoo lineups locked at 4. I put him on about 25% of my lineups on Yahoo. Majority of my other pitchers, the ass performance of Charlie Morton and I had somebody else that played terrible. And then I've got Cease and Woo on most of my lineups there. Logan Webb, outstanding this year. 55% ground ball rate, elite, just absolutely elite. Best strikeout rate of his career this season. Going against the Dodgers, okay, a little tough. It's in San Francisco. Okay, we like that. Oddly enough, now we don't do BBP, but oddly enough, almost every Dodger of note has had good personal success against Webb. Does that mean we don't want to play him? No, but it does put him in this other category behind Cease and Woo. And then Hunter Green. So the wild card for Hunter Green is he is in West Sacramento in Sutter Health Park. More hitting friendly at this point than Great American Ballpark, in Cincinnati. But with Hunter Green, tons and tons of strikeout upside. So this is going to be his 6th start. He missed 10 weeks with a groin strain, mild groin strain, but it still took him out for 2.5 months. In his return, his 5 starts, he's gone 30.2 innings. So they didn't bring him back till he was ready to assume a full workload. 40 strikeouts in those 30 innings. And he has a 32% strikeout rate on the season. So that is pretty good. Let's see if we should have that lineup here. Tyler Soderstrom was out yesterday. He is out again today. So that takes a feared bat out of the lineup. And that is something that is positive for Green there. And then the guy I didn't write up, and I'm probably not going to get to him on. I don't know why this isn't popping up here. I'm probably not going to get to him on FanDuel in my 6 lineups, but it's Hunter Brown. He is in Atlanta going against the Braves. The Braves have, where is that? The Braves have a 4.1 implied run total, which is, not it's not in the 3s, but it's not in 5s either. So that's interesting for Brown. And Brown's got a nice little stretch where he's just rattling off essentially quality starts. And he's been phenomenal this season. It's just, I wasn't as excited, but theoretically he's just as good as Webb, Mizrowski. Green's probably a tiny bit ahead of those everybody, but those would be the guys I'm looking at here for pitching. All my favorites are not up, so I need to get one thing here. There we go. All right, so let's just take a peek here at the tool. See if we got an update. I'll see if there are questions. We'll talk bats. 7:10 start. We want to remember that. So we have this is for DraftKings, Cease, Wu, and Green. Just they're essentially in a tier of themselves. That tier break, we'll call Hunter Green in his own tier because of his strikeout stuff. Ryan almost, on paper probably should be the same as Green, but his current form is not good, and their Twins are really pitching for nothing. So that makes him a tough click. But these other guys are all, they're all pretty good. Who wouldn't want those guys to be in their starting rotation with Brown, Webb, Mizrowski, etc. Not really interested in any of these guys here. I have Ryan Nelson maybe for salary savings. I don't think we need to go there. Let's look at what FanDuel has. And then we will. So is that not working? Okay, FanDuel. So again, very similar. Three at the top here. I don't think you need to go beyond that. It'll be interesting to see what happens in my 150. So looking forward to running that with you guys. Let's go to, what should we go to now? Let's do the Stochastic Hall of Fame real quick. Just a reminder, if you download one of these nifty Stokastic avatars, upload that to your DFS site of choice, finish top 3 in any contest that has at least 5,000 entries. There's no limit on how low you can go on the entry fee, 10 cents. 25 cents. Heck, during the pandemic, we gave out some of these when someone won the Madden Sim tournament. So with one lineup, because that's all they let you have in those early days of that little sport. But the key part, screenshot with that Stokastic avatar your win. Tweet that to Stochastic HOF, and you will be inducted into the Hall of Fame by Lofty. Also send a email to support@stokastic.com with that link on Twitter. It'll make it easier for them to verify and get you your free month of any Sims package you would like for that month. Okay, let's look at top stacks here. We'll see if we have questions coming up in the chat as well. Make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Howdy, Fistula. I see you are here. Devon Maya is here, and Deuce. Deuce and Fistula. You guys kibitzing there on this stuff. My DFS life, EMAC grinding on a Saturday afternoon. I appreciate you making it happen for the community. Stephen Jones says, shout out to brother EMAC. Fat Chewbacca says, solo EMAC has been good luck for him. That's Chewbacca for good luck, buddy. Good luck. Or Wookiee, I guess. Okay, let's look at the stacks here. So, Brady Blaylock. Boy, Brady Blaylock has had a tough row to hoe to start his first part of the season. He has just been getting his ass kicked in Coors Field. That should really be no surprise. But 34 runs allowed in Coors Field in 5 starts lasting just 22 innings. Not good. Not good. They sent him back down to AAA in a couple weeks ago. to go figure some things out. Yeah, he figured some stuff out that he sucks in AAA as well. 16 innings in AAA, 16 in a third innings. He allowed 17 runs. They brought him back because, hey, why not? The lineup for, let me get over to my filters here. The lineup for San Diego is, even without Bogaerts, who is injured, it is a top-notch lineup here. Tatis, 3-time batting champion Luis Arraez, Manny Machado, Gavin Sheets just rocking. Ramon Laureano has been excellent all year. 3-4 years ago, he was basically a lefty killer. Now he is just a phenomenal, well-rounded hitter. He and Ryan O'Hearn came over from Baltimore. We've got Jackson Merrill, who's been on the injured list, I think, 3, if not 4 different times this year. So, yeah, he's healthy for now. That really crowds things out. That puts Jake Cronenworth, who at various points was batting 5th or 6th. He is now batting 8th. And then catcher Freddie Fermin came over from Kansas City. I forget who they traded for him. It doesn't matter. In any event, he has been behind the dish for most of the latter portion of the season. Phenomenal, up and down the lineup. Ramon Laureano is the only one who strikes out at an above league average rate. Luis Arraez, guess what his strikeout rate is this season in lefty-righty matchups. Guess. 2.1. Crazy. So Bradley Blaylock, we hardly knew you. Now, Padres only scored 4 runs last night, or 2 runs last night. Colorado got 4. Colorado's had, 10 in the last 5 days or something like that? 4 of them came last night. So we love the Padres. And then Cincinnati. So here's what I want. I am a little bit trepidatious for Cincinnati. So let's talk through this together here. So Luis Severino, right? He got the bag, 3 years, $67 million deal, and decided he did not like pitching in Sutter Health Park and wanted to be traded after basically getting double what the Mets were offering him after his 1-year tryout for them, after the long time he spent most of his career at the Yankees. So out of quirks, maybe a little juggling, 6 of his last 7 starts have been on the road. Now, the main issue for Severino is he goes for ground balls. He challenges hitters. He has not had a good strikeout rate in 5 years. It's 7 per, I'm going from memory. It's 7 per 9 this year. I think it was a tick shy of 8 each of the last 2. And then his last healthy seasons, because he had 2 years there where he wasn't really healthy, like back when I think he was 2-time All-Star for the Yankees. That was like back in 2018, 2019. When that's where his name recognition came in. That was a long time ago. So he's getting hit hard. He's only allowed 14 home runs, 8 at home, 6 on the road. Boatload of line drives, lots of gappers, and that is really a problem. So it'll be interesting to see what he does today. In his 71 innings at Sutter Health Park, he has a 6.34 ERA, 4.24 FIP, so kind of unlucky there, and then a 4.42 xFIP. So is he someone we want to roster? No. On the late slate, sure, why not? Is he someone we want to attack? I guess with the lefties, but I'm a little nervous that he can just absorb some punishment tonight. So I'm going to play him. It makes sense. Play the Reds, that is. It makes sense, but it's just this niggling little feel here, just this haunting, just the little devil and the angel on my shoulders here, telling me they're not sure what to do. But the lefties look good. You know who I do like? Seattle Mariners. Mariners are going against Mitch Ferris. This is going to be his second start. Another guy with 2 first names. Mitch, we got that. Ferris, who's named Ferris? Oh, Ferris Bueller. We've got 14th round pick out of Wingate University. Had to go look that up. Didn't know where it was. Can't remember what league it's in, but that college is in North Carolina. 3,400 students in the student body. Not exactly the baseball powerhouse. He is not projected to make it to the bigs until 2027. He has not pitched above AA. He was AA last year, AA this year, but they need a starter. So he is back up here again. Key thing you want to know is that at least the Angels Bullpen got a break last night. UC Kikuchi, I went 6 innings or 6 and change, and then Brogdon finished up the game. That gave him a break because everybody had worked like in the 48 hours prior to that. How bad is the Angels bullpen? Well, sadly, Reed Detmers is on the injured list now. Jose Urena. Yep, that Jose Urena. God, wait, wasn't he on another team? Yes, 5 other teams this year. Tied the major league record. The Angels are his 5th team he has played for in the bigs. I don't think we're going to see him through 71 pitches on Wednesday, but maybe we get him tomorrow. So that's why I like the Mariners. Again, the T-Mobile Park is the Coors Field of pitching. I say that a lot, but it really is. It's going to be reasonable weather. I think mid-60s, almost 70 in Seattle. But going against the Angels, the Mariners, I think, are an interesting pivot away from the Reds. All right, let's see. What have any other call-outs? Houston looks good against Bryce Elder. Elder's actually had 4 decent starts. Let me see my notes. He's allowed 4 runs in his last 4 starts. 3 of them have come, or he has 3 home runs in that time frame. In the 11 games prior to that, an 8.6 ERA, 4.5 walks per 9, and 6.8 strikeouts per 9. No bueno. Definitely look to Houston on that one. And then let's see. So for me, I still think the Reds are, I don't want to windmill slam them in, but I think they're I'd rank Atlanta, Houston, and Seattle. I don't know. But you can see it's all relatively flat here. All right, let's see if we have questions. Let me get to, where is that? I also, of course, am absolutely obligated to let you guys know that we have the link join. So let me put that into chat here. You want some free ways to get Stochastic. All you got to do is click in through any one of these operators that you don't already have an account with. Click the claim offer button here. Got to come through this. This will tag it with our URL. It'll get us the referral. And all you got to do is follow these steps. Go through the link, use our offer, deposit, place your wager, your pick'em card, whatever it is. Take a screenshot of your first or of your welcome email, forward that to us with your first settled bet. That is to support@Stokastic.com, and tell us which single Sims sport package you would like. You'll get 1 month. You can stack these. If you haven't joined Better and Sleeper, you can get both of them. You can get 2 months of football. You can get 1 month of baseball, 1 month of football, whatever you would like to do. BetMGM, these are changing all the time, but you can see a lot of them have dropped off recently. So check that out. That is the Stokastic link join offer. Okay, let's go over here to the single lineup sim. Let me see if there are questions, and then I'm going to build out a couple lineups here. Joseph Ramirez says Lindy's going to come on and berate me for talking BVP. You got to acknowledge it. If you guys want to have some fun, who was it? Mike Trout go look at him against Felix Hernandez. Just remember, they played against each other for a decade. Ichiro while he was in with the Mariners, had enough at bats against some of the interdivisional pitchers there to make it interesting. But the real one was at Paul Goldschmidt against Timmy Lincecum. I think he had, at one point he was 10 of 12 with 7 home runs or just something obscene at that point. So that's the only one that really counted. The rest of them, you look at Ichiro, you look at Felix, you look at Trout, different levels of their career, working through different injuries, different teammates around them, blah, 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 blah. So even if you've got those 50, 60 at-bat sample sizes for some players, it's done over the course of a decade. That really is hard to look at. But you just kind of look at it, just tiebreaker. Because what it does tell you, it gives you a guidepost to see how they do against their pitching profile. And that's important, right? So if you just quickly on BVP, so like if you looked at how does somebody do against high curveballs, how does somebody do against low and away fastballs, how does somebody do against splitters behind in the count, whatever it is, it's just another slice of the data. It's hard to then say this is what's going to happen right here today, but it's another way to look at it. All right, so what do you know about Ferris? Pierre, I threw a little bit out there about Ferris, but I do know that my brother's girlfriend's sister's hairdresser saw Ferris at 31 flavors last night, and he was puking his guts out. Save Ferris. Shout out to Ferris Bueller. Is Bryce Elder elite now? No. That's another one. It's like, oh my God, he must be good. Four runs in his last 4 starts. No. Still Bryce Elder. Let me get here. Okay, so single lineup sim. I'm going to set this up for FanDuel. I'm going to create a lineup here. I said I like the Mariners stack, so let's start with that. Probably will give me woo, but we'll click on him anyway. We like Raleigh. We like Eugenio Suarez, Randy Arozarena going against Ferris there. And then let's throw in Jorge Polanco. We will go 10% randomness, and then let's complete this sim. Unclick the Seattle lineup or the Seattle game. And this is the page is a little bit scrunched here because of the way StreamYard makes me display it, so you're not seeing everything. Not the best, not the worst here. I'm going to put this lineup in my leagues and stuff, so I'm okay if it's not a smashing ERA. But that would be one where it's like, oh, maybe I don't want to go totally all in on the Mariners, or maybe it doesn't like Polanco, or maybe if I took out Cal Raleigh and put in another expensive hitter, it would like that better because it could get different ROI with me. Maybe. Let's do a similar one, but let's make it give us who do I want? I want Cease. Cease, same thing, complete that lineup, run the simulation. So threw in Lawrence Butler, 7.7. I'm okay with that. We'll keep clicking along here. I said I liked San Diego. Everybody kind of likes San Diego tonight. Let's give ourselves Dylan Cease. We can make it different by not going with Tatis. So we're going to go Machado. We're going to go Laureano, and then we're going to go O'Hearn and Sheets. And let's see what they give us. Complete that lineup there. Ooh, Tim Tawa. Not really excited about him. Getting some Jeremy Pena. Oh, that's something I got to remember to ask. The one thing about this is it doesn't put the last starting player in the utility slot, time-wise for the game. So you can quickly manually tweak that yourself. In the interest of time, I'm not going to do that, but that's what I do if I'm not on a show. I just unclick it, move into the position needs to be, swap it out with whoever's the one I flipped it, and then go from there. All right, let's do a Hunter Green, and let's go with the lefties for Cincinnati. So we know that De La Cruz, switch hitter, so he is a lefty. Nolave Martinez is righty. We may come back to him. TJ Friedel, not as much power, but he is a lefty. Gavin Lux we'll put him at second base. He is a lefty. We'll go with those guys. I gotta have Marte in there too. And then we will uncheck that. Let's complete this lineup. See what it gives us here. Clayton Kershaw is going in for the Dodgers. I don't even get it. Doesn't even make a mention. So see, only a 5% there, probably because of Hunter Green. Let's do one. Let's do Cincy without Hunter Green and see if that changes anything. We'll leave Marte out of this as well. Let's put in Friedel, and then let's go with Lux again at second base. Uncheck the game, complete that lineup. So it gives us Cease, gives us a mini San Diego stack. That works. And it threw in Austin Hayes. I didn't click on that, gave it to me, but that works out. Now, when you use the single lineup sim, 19%, not too bad. When you use the single lineup sim, it's not going to give you correlation. That's why I'm clicking these in myself here. And then let's do one last one. I guess let's do the Athletics. So let's go for the power hitters. Kurtz, Langeliers, Rooker. I'm going to put Butler in too. That feels like a bit much, only because Cincinnati can go to the bullpen. But whatevs. Let's see how that works out. Gave us Cease. Do we like that lineup? We had 9 minutes until lock. I know this is a little bit boring, but I wanted to get my, there we go, 30%, take that. I wanted to get my lineups in. I'm going to kick off the full Monty here. So now we can see what everything does. Maybe we'll talk about the Dong of the Day. Got to be quiet because my wife's around. She hates that song. The Dong of the Day. And we will put in everybody's recommendations. So I changed around the stack type exposure. We set it up to look like a normal distribution. I am thoughtfully choosing to make the changes here around that portfolio. So it is just going to create a tournament of everybody being stacked. I'm not going to mess around with anything else. So the representation of the overall player pool should be the same. It's just going to be a little more correlated. But that's what I want to choose from. Oh, let's see. Well, that is, holy cow. I ended up with 4 Dylan Cease lineups, my main lineups. That was more than I wanted. I would have rather had Woo, but it is what it is. And that's what happens when you are on a show trying to fill the air and working solo. Normally I have checks and balances in place where I would be looking at things and getting that taken care of. But of course we are in a bit of a hurry here. Let's kick these lineups off. I'm going to upload my leagues just to make sure I get them in. So let's hit save. Let's delete the rows I haven't filled out yet. Let's go to FanDuel. Let's upload my file. I really should get into using the lineup manager, but that will be future me's challenge. But I think that will be fun to use because Greg and Lindy they rave about that. Waffy loves it as well. Okay, so built out my lineups. Let's look at what 150 lineups looks like here. Remember I said I was a little bit sad I don't have as much Woo. Oh, goodness, that is a lot of Dylan Cease. So I'm okay with it. Based on my dollars in play, I got a boatload of Dylan Cease. So I'm going to cap him at 30. I'm going to limit Mizrowski to 10, Joe Ryan to 7, Ryan Nelson to 5. I'm worried about him getting a quality start. I really don't want Severino. I am okay with 10% of Hunter Green. Don't want Elder. I want a lot of Woo. So we are going to tweak this to get Woo. Now, how we do that, so just by capping or putting a ceiling on those other fellas there, we can see that that's going to force Woo up because these other guys hit their maximums. Now, I want a little bit more than that. So I'm going to go over here to the player lineups, the ROI boost. Why is that not popping up? There we go. Now I'm going to go to Woo here. I'm going to give him, we'll give him 3 clicks, and we will go refilter our 150, and let's see what that did. So we can see now he's up to my 40% max. Perfect. That's where I want him to be. I would have liked to have him in 2 lineups, maybe 3, and Cease in 2 or 3. So I'm really only off by 1, but I've got more funds in play on those than I do in my tournaments here. Let's look at the stacks. Getting a lot of Milwaukee there. It's okay. They're going against Sonny Gray, but I'm going to tap them down too. I'm okay with the Cardinals. I'm okay with Cincy. I'm going to give 1 click to the Athletics. I want a little bit more on the Mariners. I am sad. Who's not coming in? Who's my missing group? Mariners, Padres, Cincy. I think that's everybody. Let's give St. Padres a little bit more there. And let's see what that did. We got 5 minutes to go. I will be turning my attention to, you can see, I got some negative ROI lineups. So you want to see what those look like? Click just your favorites. That'll automatically filter. You can scroll down to the bottom here. I'm going to knock off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Now, those were all Woo lineups, unfortunately, but we can see he's now on 36% of my lineups. Okay, I'll live with that. I will export those and get those back into FanDuel. Yes, Lindquist secretly loves the Dong of the Day song. Lindquist secretly loves being picked on. He loves being the man of the hour, the joke, right? The lovable ne'er-do-well. He is one of the smartest people I know and most charismatic. So we don't worry about Lindquist. He knows his place. I know my place. And you guys are like, damn, Emacs talking a lot. He's throwing out good knowledge or whatever. Yeah, I can be an analyst too. My job is to be a host, though. But when I run solo, we do these. Okay, let's see real quick. My lineups are up. We got 4 minutes to go. Scrolling back up here. Hey, Malakar. Howdy, Ken Ratty. Greg, turnip seed. What's up? Yeah, Breton won the penny tourney this week. That was at the what do they call it? The whatever cup. I won one of those as well when it was the penny. So that is, I believe, October 4th. I think it's the first Saturday of the playoffs when they're doing that contest. Let's see. No questions. All right, maybe. What do you know? We got everything we needed. We got it done. We got 3 minutes to go. Put your home runs in there. Who am I going to go with? I did Gavin Sheets yesterday. He did not homer, but he did get a double, which helped me get my over 1.5 bases. Ryan O'Hearn. We're going to go with Ryan O'Hearn today. Oh, you know what? 9 o'clock tomorrow, I believe. That's when all the fun starts here. 4 hours of Stokastic NFL DFS, capped off by Sunday night football live before lock. Got a good one. I'm starting in on that article. Was writing it this afternoon. We'll work on that more tonight. That is the Atlanta Falcons against the Minnesota Vikings. That was 2024 national championship game. I'm a Husky alum. Sadly, Michael Penix not able to get it done against the cheaters, but that's okay. Michigan had a really good team that year. No shame in that. Joe Adelbaum. There we go. Tatis. Okay, here we go. These are coming in. Mo Boss says Buxton and Sheets. I like that. What do we got? And Jesus Sanchez going for the trio. Nicholas Barrett says he likes Cronenworth, Jesus Sanchez, and Churio. I like that. Pierre says Kurtz. All right, coming from San Francisco there for us. Chump, get the strap, says Jose Altuve. What do we got? Russell Prime says Tatis. Aaron Hines says Joe Adele. That means Adele is in the lineup. May we all be rolling in the deep. That's what we're going to be hoping for. The deep pockets. Oh, is that the name? The Pocket Cup? I can't think of the name of this contest. But hey, I'm glad we got a few Stokastic avatars in there. Nothing shabby on that. I believe it's 200 people. Minimum payout is $100, and I think 10,000 to the win, or for the win. So that'll be a fun one. Okay, we made it. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like button. It does help us out. Let's me tell the boss people, hey, we got some demand here. We got some demand for a Saturday show, even against college football. But appreciate all you guys tuning in to watch. Had a couple hundred people there at the high. That was great. But again, tomorrow, 9 o'clock, everything starts over on this very channel. You guys can follow me at EMACDFS. It is Stokastic _COM. And with that, gamers, good luck.